guys, Zane Spider here, back with you for my first ever Create Mod tutorial. And this is an enhancement on the TangoTek Infinite Generator design. It's actually much simpler than the way Tech tried to run it. A little more optimal, a little bit easier on the resources, and requires no redstone whatsoever. So as you can see behind me, this bad boy is just generating away, and I could take infinite power off of it, and it will continue to run forever and ever and ever. So let's get into the basics. So for those of you who have not seen Tango's version of this, he uses a redstone contraption to stop the funnel and make his fan turn off to stop sucking the ore out. So first off, for those of you who haven't seen Tango's, I am going to go over how we build this contraption. So first we need obviously a furnace engine. So we're going to build one right next to it over here. So we're going to go blast furnace. I'm going to take a furnace engine, slap that on that bad boy. I'm going to take a flywheel, slap that down, and now we have a furnace engine. So once you reach mechanical crafting, you can build one of these. And the way the furnace engine works, as long as you have some fuel and any kind of ore, it will smelt. And as long as it is running, this bad boy will turn, and as you can see with the blast furnace, it generates a ridiculous amount of power. Now the trick we're kind of exploiting here, and you can kind of call it an exploit, is any ore, and it can be as simple as an iron ore or just really any ore you want to use. If we put it in here to cook and immediately pull it out, the fire still burns, this still turns. And as long as the fire burns, it turns. So the trick and sort of, again, exploit-ish thing we're trying to take advantage of here is that fact that we'll never have to waste an ore, because ores aren't renewable, right? Because we can just drop it in, pull it out, drop it in, pull it out. So what this system is doing that automatically for us. So Tango used a system that used a redstone clock to time the fan to do it. So I simplified that process. So first we put a chute on top of here, and we need to get an encased fan. Okay, so chute, encased fan, that's easy. So if the encased fan runs in reverse, it will suck this ore out of this spot for us. Okay, so that's what we're aiming to do. But because the system's running off its own power, we don't need to set up any kind of weird redstone clock or any weird little shenanigans to make this function. So all we need to do is get ourselves a vertical gearbox and run it off of here, make sure we have it in the right orientation. Okay, so we got a vertical gearbox, run a certain number of shafts, however much we need, and then you can use a belt or any other means. You could even run a series of cogs, however you want. And we're going to run a cog off the top, another cog here, and then I like the belt just because it looks cool, but if you don't have belts, you can run a series of cogs. As long as by the time this reaches the end, your fan is rotating to the left here. That's going to put it in suction mode, and as long as it's in suction mode, it will continue to spin. So now we've got all that hooked up. So this is going to turn right, which makes this turn right, which makes this turn left. So that's it. With that, you have the infinite furnace. You can make it run, and you can change the fuel. That's the great thing about it. So it will run regardless of the fuel you use. So if I change this to, let's get coal out of our inventory. Right, so let's just do a block of a single lump of coal. Right, let's do a stack. Okay, so let's switch to a stack of coal instead, which burns far shorter. It's not going to matter, because as soon as it starts, it's going to go. So we're just going to burn through the fuel supply quicker. Actually, coal burns longer than logs, apparently. It's just going to burn through the fuel supply as fast as it can. So the reason why this works is the suction of the fan is powered by the device itself. It's generating its own ability to suck the item out. So as soon as this depowers, even for a fraction of a second, the chute takes over its normal function and spits the item back in. Well, the moment it spits it back in, it relights and sucks it right back out. So you don't need some fancy redstone clock. You don't need to worry about knowing anything about anything. You can just build one of these bad boys with simple components, and you're ready to rock and roll. So that is my take, and I would consider it personally an upgrade on the TangoTek Infinite Furnace Generator. I think this design is cleaner, simpler, and requires far less components. And then you could just take power right off that gearbox there and go to town. And you can add gear shifts, and you can do whatever you want because you got 30,000 stress units to work with that are never, ever, ever going to run out as long as you keep fuel in it. You get yourself a tree farm. You could run the one I have down on the end there that you see flashing. You get yourself a bunch of coal. You could run this one. Or one of the best, as Tango showed in his, is a kelp. So thanks for watching, guys, and wrench coming at you. Bye-bye.